It's a good time to test out these quick jacks I picked up on Facebook. So I got them both set up. See if we can get a lift out of it. All right, I think they're on the lock bars. Let me check. Looks good. Good height. Pretty nice. All right, so this is the progress we've made in the past probably like hour. Got the coilover out, got the, I think it's the hub assembly out. I did realize I'm gonna have to get this ball joint pressed out and the new one pressed in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that with my little vise here. Couldn't get this one off, but it doesn't matter because the whole power steering rack's coming out. Was able to get that bolt out. I'm gonna start working on this one, but I don't know if it's gonna come out until that power steering rack comes out, so I think I'm gonna wait on that. These are just baffling. You cannot get this off, I think, without bending this or cutting it off. So I'm gonna do some research and see what's the best option there, because that's just a bad design. But yeah, that's where we're at. All right, it's the next day. Didn't get much progress done on this side. Power steering rack is out. This side, starting to reassemble. So I got the upper control arm in, the lower control arm, everything's greased and loose. I didn't tighten anything yet. These bolts gotta go in before the power steering rack goes back on. I'd like to clean up a lot of the grease down there too before I do it. And even though we replaced the valve cover seals that were leaking, I still have some sort of oil leak coming from, unfortunately, maybe the back of the bell housing. And the oil pan's pretty wet too, so I'm not sure if it's an oil pan leak or the bell housing leak, or sorry, a rear main seal leak. But I'm going to open up the bell housing inspection window, wherever that is. I think it's right back there, and I'm gonna try to see if it's wet inside there. All right, so I got the inspection cover off, and it looks wet on the edge, but not actually inside. So I ran my hand on the inside lip there, and it does seem okay. So I don't think it's the rear main seal. I think it's coming from somewhere up above. So maybe like the oil pan. I mean, it looks wet all along this oil pan. So maybe there. All right, you can see the driver's side. We got new uppers, the 5100s, new lowers, all new bushings. Everything is torqued to spec. We did it under load. Looks good, went together pretty easily. I got to get a power steering rack back in here, but this one's pretty wrapped up. I don't have the brakes on yet. We're gonna get the rotors turned tomorrow at O'Reilly's, and then we'll put them back on because there's a little bit of pulsation. Got my pile of spare parts here. Current situation here, just got the battery and the air filter off so I could get those upper control arm bolts out. Let's see this side. Okay, so I got everything out over here, and I think we were gonna start reassembly, put the lowers and the uppers back on. Getting these ball joints out of this hub assembly is absolutely a huge pain in my ass. Been using this Harbor Freight tool, absolutely sucks, but it worked. Whatever, back to it. All right, it's the end of the third day. Suspension wise, we're looking good. We got the brake rotors turned. They were a little pulsating while we had them, so we took them to O'Reilly's. Sway bars on, new end links, inner and outer tie rod ends, new power steering rack. Power steering rack's been bled. But while we were down there, I saw that I had a leaking thermostat housing. So I replaced the thermostat. Of course, it still leaked. You can tell. It's because I pinched the gasket, so I got some new gaskets. But as you can see, driver's side, same thing. New, or I guess resurfaced rotors, all new suspension. Got the alignment as close as I could get it as far as toe in or toe out. I think we're looking pretty close. If you can tell by the rotor. Yep, we're looking all right. Got the steering wheel put on straight, so when I take it to the shop to get done, it won't be too bad. But one of the things I was hoping to fix is the play in the steering wheel, and the new suspension parts and power steering rack did help, but we're still got this, you know, couple of degrees of play. And what I think it is the slip joint that runs underneath here. So I'm gonna have to take this panel down, and I think I'm going to epoxy the slip joint so it is no longer having play in between the two pieces, because I'm jiggling this and I should have my flash on, but I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a delay, so I know the slack is somewhere in between there. So that'll be next. So we got the steering shaft out because we have that infamous play between these two shafts. So I'm gonna use some epoxy on both sides to get rid of that, because even after replacing the power steering rack, inner tie rods, outer tie rods, ball joints, everything, there was still play at the steering wheel, and it's coming right here. I can hear it. So here's the solution: a little bit of epoxy, get the two sides to stay together. Now it can't move, it's all dry, and I tried moving it, it is stiff. So some people tack weld it. I don't have a welder, but I did have whatever this is. And now solid, just got to put it back together. So another thing we're doing to the 4Runner is check out how beat up and worn out this wheel is. They had this cover on it, so I ordered this kit. Let me see. It's just plain black leather kit. Comes with everything you need to stitch it on. So in the next scene, this will be completely rewrapped. Got the new steering wheel wrap on. All the buttons to go. New leather. She helped me with it. Looks good. Feels good. That's all that matters. Okay, so the front suspension's on, and I ended up changing my mind. I put the passenger front on the bottom collar, so this should be stock height. The driver's side had a little bit of lean, so that one's on the second collar just to make up for a little bit of lean. And now from side to side, I'm only, I want to say, a ½ inch different versus I was 1 whole inch different prior. I'm still waiting for it to settle. These are used Moog stock height coils. However, I think with all the new bushings and suspension parts, it's still sitting a little high. So rear to front, I want to say there is a ½ inch of lean to the rear. So this is a ½ inch lower than this. And we're a ½ inch lower on that driver's side. So overall, it's sitting more level than it was. I'll probably give it, you know, a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 miles to settle in the front. If it's still not settled, I'll do like a little puck spacer in the rear just to pick it up a little bit. I like having a little factory rake forward. The driveway here is sloped down too, so it may exaggerate it. But I took it around the block and it's riding real stiff, so I definitely think it needs to be broken in. Here we are, all installed. Looks good, feels good. You can kind of see where the under leather is missing a little bit, but other than that, way better, way cleaner.
Way better.
Also forgot to mention, there's no more play anymore. It's super tight, solid. Any movement here goes straight to the wheels. So we just got these wheel spacers in as well. I think these are a 1½ inch. And that is so we can get the wheels poke out a little more. So let's get these on. Never heard of KSP, but they got good reviews, and they were overnight shipping on Amazon versus, I think, Spider Tracks is the ones that I've used and heard of in the past. They were significantly more expensive and we're gonna need a few days to ship, so went with these. Just got the spacers on. You can see the tiny bit of poke we have on the wheels now. So that's 1.5 inches on these stock 3rd Gen Tacoma TRD wheels. It's perfect. Versus this side, where they sit just inside the fender. So we'll get this side done once it stops being so hot. Okay, you can see this side's done, and it's matched up with the other side. Really like the way it sits now. So we also washed it last night, hit it with some spray wax. It's definitely looking good, but I do think it needs some polish on the paint. There's definitely a layer of haze on the clear coat, but I think this is single stage. Got the wheels all cleaned up. Looks pretty good. We tried pressure washing the frame, trying to get as much as this like caked on dirt off. We might need to hit it again, as you can see. But eventually I want to paint this with some flat black spray paint that I used on my truck, just to get it that kind of like factory OEM look. And if you see down here, you can see where they previously had sliders on this. I have no idea why, it's 2-wheel drive, but I want to just wire wheel this rust and get it covered up with some paint.